The galaxy was vast, filled with countless civilizations, each more advanced than the last. They had laws, treaties, and rules that governed interactions across light years of space. Among these unspoken rules, one stood above all: do not hunt humans. Every species, from the smallest insect-like creatures of the outer rim to the massive whale-sized beings of the Nebulan cluster, knew this rule. Humans were unpredictable, humans were dangerous, and no matter how advanced a species believed itself to be, no one could truly understand the mind of a human. But curiosity is a powerful force, and greed even more so. On the edge of the Nebulan expanse, a coalition of alien hunters gathered in secret. Their ships were sleek, dark, and almost invisible against the void of space. Cloaking shields shimmered faintly as they waited for the right moment. They had studied human colonies for months, noting their strange behavior, their relentless ingenuity, and their stubborn survival instinct. To the aliens, humans seemed fragile, like soft creatures in a harsh universe, but reports of human victories over deadly environments had intrigued them. Some even called humans a galactic anomaly. The hunters laughed among themselves. "It will be easy," said Karin, the leader of the group, a tall, multi-limbed creature with eyes like molten metal. "We have the speed, the weapons, and the tracking technology. Humans cannot resist us." He was wrong. The planet they had chosen, Kastara Prime, was a harsh world, its landscapes jagged and unforgiving. Red deserts stretched for hundreds of miles, punctuated by black stone mountains that rose sharply into the sky. The humans had arrived only a few decades earlier, bringing with them little more than grit, determination, and a few colonization ships. To the alien hunters, it looked like the perfect opportunity, a fragile species living in a dangerous environment, unaware of the predators circling above. The humans, however, had other plans. They were aware of visitors in the skies, though they had not yet detected the full force of the hunters. Scouts reported strange readings, cloaked ships that moved too smoothly, signals that defied their understanding, and weapon signatures unlike anything humans had seen before. The colony leaders gathered in the command center, a metallic dome set into the side of a jagged cliff. Captain Elena Mora, the leader of Kastara Prime, spoke first. "We don't know what we are facing, but we know what we do best. We survive. Build traps, reinforce defenses, use the terrain. We adapt or we die." Engineers, scientists, and soldiers worked side by side. From salvaged alien tech, they constructed automated sentries, energy nets, and camouflage fields. They studied the terrain carefully, learning every ridge, canyon, and hidden valley. Nothing would be wasted. Every detail could mean the difference between life and death. The first encounter came suddenly. Small alien drones slipped past the outer defense field, their movement silent and precise. They expected humans to panic, to flee, but the humans did neither. Soldiers armed with laser rifles and improvised electromagnetic traps struck from hidden positions, disabling several drones before they could relay their data. Karin observed the attack from his command ship. "They are learning," he growled. "They are adapting." Humans, however, did not see it as adaptation. They saw it as survival. By the second wave, the aliens were fully engaged. Cloaked ships darted across the sky, striking villages and resource stations. But humans anticipated each move. They lured alien ships into narrow canyons, forcing them to slow down and lose maneuverability. Engineers rigged energy fields to reflect alien laser fire back at the attackers. Small, unarmed teams set decoy traps that triggered chain reactions, destroying drones and disabling ships. It was a strange kind of warfare, one that the aliens could not comprehend. Every time they thought they had humans cornered, humans had already created another plan, another trap, another way to survive. And the humans learned quickly. A child of only 12, named Kale, discovered how to manipulate the alien drone's sensors using reflective panels and electromagnetic pulses. Soldiers noticed this and began incorporating Kale's ideas into their strategy. "Every human can contribute," Captain Elena said. "Every idea matters. That is what makes us stronger." The hunters were growing frustrated. Karin convened a meeting with his lieutenants in the command ship's war room. "We underestimated them," he said. "They are clever, too clever. We must change our approach. They cannot be allowed to survive," but it was already too late. The humans were not just surviving. They were preparing to strike back. In the dead of Kastara Prime's long night, humans moved silently across the landscape. Using the alien drones' patterns against them, they infiltrated the hunters' smaller outposts. Engineers repurposed alien weapons, turning the hunters' own firepower into traps. It was a coordinated attack, precise and unexpected. The hunters had never faced an opponent who could turn their strengths into weaknesses so quickly. The humans did not fight with hatred or cruelty. They fought with intelligence and unity. Every move was calculated to disable, not destroy. To survive, not conquer. The aliens began to see what the galaxy had always known. Humans were not prey. Humans were a force of nature. In the climactic moment, Captain Elena led a team into the heart of the Hunters' command hub. They moved through shadows using narrow corridors and ventilation shafts. They encountered alien guards, but rather than engaging directly, they triggered alarms in distant sectors, drawing enemies away from the hub. Then, using a combination of human intuition and reverse-engineered technology, they took control of the command systems. From the control room, they sent a message across the galaxy. Humans cannot be hunted. We survive, we adapt, and we will protect ourselves. Any species attempting to treat us as prey will learn this lesson, sometimes the hard way. The hunters were stunned. They had broken the oldest rule in the galaxy and paid the price in humiliation and retreat. Their pride shattered. Karen and his forces fled the planet, leaving the humans to rebuild and strengthen their colonies. As dawn broke over Kastara Prime, the humans gathered on the cliff edges looking out over their lands. The red deserts and black mountains glowed in the morning light, a reminder of the trials they had faced and overcome. Children ran and played, engineers repaired defenses, and soldiers kept watch, but all of them knew something deeper had changed. The galaxy was watching. Humans were no longer simply survivors, they were a rising power. And every species that had ever doubted them would now pause before challenging them again. Captain Elena stood silently, watching the horizon. "We did not start a war," she said. "We only survived. And that is enough to remind the galaxy who we are." The humans had proven a simple truth. No matter the odds, no matter the predators, ingenuity, courage, and unity could overcome even the most advanced threats. The oldest rule in the galaxy had been tested, and humanity had reaffirmed it, not through domination but through resilience. And somewhere in the depths of space, other civilizations whispered warnings to each other. Do not hunt humans. Do not break the oldest rule. They survive, they adapt, and they always endure.